Welcome to Lifestyles in the Strange and Exotic, video 13, Hall of the Ancients. This is probably one of the coolest halls ever, at least to me anyways. And I'll start off with the boring stuff first. Now I went again for a couple of times this week. First time I went, I was looking for something specific, which is kind of a stupid thing to do because you can't really find anything that you're like looking for. But like, when I want a bag, it has to fit a certain criterion, and nothing I find can ever actually fit unless I make it myself. But I want a certain type of thing that really don't have either the material or the tools to really do that with. So I keep desperately hoping to find at least a base of a bag, and then I can just sort of adapt it to, my criterion. So I found, down there. Let's see, this one. Too many straps. Okay, found this one, and this kind of reminded me of like the old style purses, the doctor bag, and they did have a bag that was like brown though, that kind of had that look to it as far as like the shape of the old doctor bags that kind of opened like that. If it was black, it would have been mine. But I like these kind of twisty little clasps. I don't know, they're just fun to do. Has a nice little handle here and a removable longer strap. And this would have been perfect because the size is right here. You know, I want something that's not deep, so I can just easily grab what I need to grab. And I like the, the cover, because some of them, like one I was looking at, the strap is like on the inside and then it tucks back in on the inside. It's just an awkward strap. But if this middle part here was like twice as wide, it would have been perfect. Because with the stuff that I have in, they would have just squished too tightly once you closed it. And, with this cell phone there, that's not like, it's an open cell phone, so you'd end up dialing like Mars. So, if things press up against it too much. So I'm like, darn. And I like the placement of the different, ooh, I didn't even know there's a pen place here too, that would have been useful. Perfect for what I wanted, and there's like little pockets and stuff like that, but it was just not wide enough this way. But it's a nice little fancy purse or something, if you're just taking a book and just some odds and ends, So it's still a keeper. And this was just sort of a generic brand. There's no, oh, this is whatever. And I looked behind the counter where they keep like the fancy bags, and I saw one that was like a Rossetti, which I have no idea why this was any more special than any of the other Rossettis or 9 West or whatever the hell brand it was. But, it wasn't any better than that one. So I saw this other one that was kind of neat, but I kind of had it more of a future art project in mind than being really kind of useful to me. So, did my thing, and I'm like, oh, what the hell, I'll go back and get it. Not really expecting to find it, but it was still there. And it was this one. And it's just little itty bitty straps, and this one's from Rossetti, and it's got which is kind of rare to actually find a snap and not a magnetic snap for the front, which I'm like, one of those old-fashioned snaps. But it's too deep this way, so you have, of course I have tiny arms too, so maybe if I had that 4 extra inches I'm supposed to have, it wouldn't be a problem. But with the way I am, it's like, okay, I gotta go dig for what I want. And it's just got a separation, little pocket there. But this would be good for like a little bag for my netbook. So, a good mini computer bag, not really for a day-to-day purse thing. But it just had like a blank canvas that I could just like add stuff to, which is kind of like, yeah. So it's probably going to be more of an art project. Not quite useful for me. And I can't remember which one was which. I think that one was the one that was $1.50, because it was a half off tag, and the other two were $3. Which it's really confusing. 3 on the 4th on the whatever. And this one I got with one of the other ones. And the woman's like, oh, that's so lovely. And the look on my face must have went like, huh? And I'm like, no, I'm the one that's going to be using the black one. This one is going to go to Mother. Because I would not be caught dead with this. Specifically because Mother likes it. But it's a brown. Of course I don't like brown anyways. It's a brown purse with like a muted chain pattern. Well, not really a chain pattern. Almost a mock chain mail. You know what it looks like? The Olympic rings. It does. Because you got them kind of interconnected. So it's an Olympic ring bag. And it's also from Rossetti. And they kind of have an interesting concept with the pockets, because I have one that's kind of got pockets going this way with a pocket in the middle. And it's one pocket, and then you got the pocket on the pocket, and they both zip up, which is really neat for like the little odds and ends. And it's pretty decent as far as width-wise. And I like these kind of pockets right here because they're good for your cell phone and, you know, what would be like my camera, and then you get your regular little pocket. Because I like, they're just a useful pocket, not like these ones you can't really, I mean you can, but things kind of get lost in them. So, you know, what are those things called? The kangaroo packs, where it's basically like these all the way around, which is a great idea actually. It's just trying to remember what you have in which pocket. I still don't know what the hell's tripping. It's like over in it that way. It's keeping my skull on a stick awake. But this will probably be a prize for Mother, if I feel generous enough to give it to her, for the score she actually, you know, didn't necessarily got me, but told me about. And I also got a pair of jeans, which is now like this. Another exciting black pair of jeans. So we'll see if I have enough squares for my next quilt. So she calls me, and see, I went Monday. I think she called me Tuesday, and she's like, there's some stuff, and I think they're like Egyptian guys. So basically I get up, throw on whatever the hell I had on top of the pile, and just booked it to like the will, figuring it's just going to be like gone. Of course she was gone at that point anyway. So what was there? These. I should have like a shrine. I would have a room like that. So help me, if I ever got like mucho money, I would have a house. A room would look like a tomb, an Egyptian tomb, and I would have like everything like this in there. And these things are freaking expensive. Well, at least they are to me. Well, I wouldn't pay 20 bucks for anything like this, really. I mean, if I had it, yes, but not something I could really splurge on. I have to get them like dirt cheap. I have a goddess that I got. I think it's Isis. It's a winged goddess. For, I can't remember now, but it was because the store was going out of business. And these are just really cool. These are, I still can't read the name on this, but it came out of 2000. And this is King Tut. And this was one of the things that was found in his tomb. And this particular one was $2 because his hand was off. Mother's like, well, there's one that doesn't have a hand. So I went and looked, and I touched where it broke. It looked like it was a fresh break. I mean, things like these might get there to the will or to the Salvation Army in one piece, but you don't know what they do in the back. They break stuff in the back. So I think they had just broken the hand, and they glued it on because it was sticky. Like it was just fixed. So I kind of mentioned that fact, and she's like, well, and she asked one of the guys working there, you know, what do you know about the hand? It's like, well, it was there. It's like, well, there's a hand for the thing. I'm going to find it. I might not have found it if it wasn't holding the spear. So they have the hand. So I just super glued it on, and he has a hand now. And this was found in his tomb. And I love the fact that the rope he's holding is actually a twisty tie, which I think is, you know, an actual piece of the artwork. That's just what they used, which is hysterical to me. And he's, you know, well, it's kind of redundant when he died at 18, but, you know, a young man spearing a hippo. And the paintwork and the quality is really pretty decent. They're nice, hefty pieces. I don't know if the hieroglyphs... I'm pretty sure the hieroglyphs don't say anything, because we got one that looks like a maple tree. They don't have maple trees in Egypt. maple tree and a weird looking sheep. Some of them look, most of them are actual glyphs. But I love the fact that it's a tree. I don't know what the hell. But it's just funny. But this was one of them. And I had just filled my if you spend $5, you get a stamp, and sometimes they might double it or something like that. So I filled up a card so you can get $5 worth of stuff. So that was $2 because his hand was broken, and the other two were $4. And here's another statue of King Tut, again from the same collection. I think they all came from the same collection. Yep. And this particular statue, if you ever see the pictures of, you know, when like Howard Carter and Lord Carnarvon started, you know, when they first found the tomb, it's like a picture facing like a basket and some crap on the floor, and then there's two of these guys facing this way and this way, guarding the actual entrance to the, you know, rest of the tomb. And the basket was there because they, you know, broke a hole in before the actual official opening. So these are like little guardian King Tuts there. And they actually think, well, they actually kind of know now that he had a massive problem with his foot, so his staff wasn't just because it looks cool, it's because that's how he was managing to stay upright. So there's that. Which is awesome. And these are all worth about 20 bucks actually, because I looked them up, trying to see what they would sell them for now, but they run about 20 bucks. And this one I wasn't quite sure because he wasn't wearing really pharaoh regalia. And especially when he's holding an ankh and not the flail and scepter. This is Amun, the like great god of Egypt. So this little dude would be in like the temple in like Thebes, you know, in the deepest recesses in the temple where only like the pharaoh could go. So I think that's really cool. I have Amun. Not quite sure the story behind his funny hat though. I wish I could remember V-E-R-E Varen. I don't know. I can read the first part of the letters, but I can't read the back. And it's from the Summit collection. And each one are numbered, which is really kind of cool. But they're just, I'm not sure what they're made out of though. But these are probably one of the coolest things I have now in my small inadequate Egyptian collection. They did have a pyramid there, made out of the same material, which was gone when I went back, and they wanted 5 for the pyramid. So I don't know why the pyramid would have been more than the statuettes, but everybody knows what a pyramid is. Nobody really quite knows, you know, who these guys would be. But I have other pyramids, so it was like, nah. So with my card, I paid about not quite $6 for those 3. Let's just take a moment of awesomeness. And one last thing, which gets hidden in the back there. I found this when I went Thursday to pick up some more cloth. And this I thought was like a perfume bottle or something like that. Then I saw like holes on the top. And I love this shade of glass. I love the like blood colored glasses. I have actually a dinner set, those grandmothers, that I use the glasses for. And I have the regular size drinking glasses, and then I have glasses that are about this size. Why would you need tiny little glasses? I only use them to drink Bailey's out of. Which reminds me. And top comes off, and this screws off. Which, I don't know why this needs to even be on there. I don't know. Maybe just sort of the hold on the little glass part here. So I thought, okay, I saw the holes, that it was like half of a salt and pepper shaker. But I turned it over and took off the thing just to see if it, you know, what it said. Because I've seen these things at like flea markets. And it's from Avon. So I think it actually was for perfume. But wouldn't the perfume kind of like evaporate through the holes after a while? I'll have to ask my mother-in-law. She used to work for Avon. But I think it would be like really neat though. Because it would act like a perfume. Not perfume to like wear on your person, but to like a reed diffuser where it would perfume your room. I'll have to ask and see what precisely you would put into this. So that is my awesome Hall of the Ancients. H-A-U-L. I'm funny. So these shall go back into my living room where they should be worshipped properly. And I purposely put them so Amun is like in the middle and then King Tut's on the side, so you know it's properly aligned. Egyptians have a thing for symmetry, so as do I in some weird way. And I think that's it. I don't know if this will be a magic one under 15 minutes again. We'll see. But comment, rate, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in my next video.